Hello guys and welcome to what some would call the death of FashionScape. Jagex recently released a new road restoration post involving outfits and equipments, more specifically on the regrounding items project. Now I think nobody has issues with them wanting to make everything fit better thematically into the world. But in typical Runescape fashion, the players have issues with how it's done. Let's start by looking at what Jagex defines as fitting and why they think this is important. Grounding refers to making everything feel cohesive and consistent within the world. Being fancy does not mean anything goes, but instead should allow for a clear identity of RuneScape as a whole, constructed according to a specific rule set. Now, why do they find that so important? They go about it in a pretty roundabout way, but what it boils down to is marketing. Just by looking at a screenshot, you should be able to tell that it is RuneScape. I can show you a screenshot of Old School or of Minecraft and you will immediately know what game I am showing you. Similar to those games, they want RuneScape to have a clear visual identity, something that has been severely lacking up to this point, which, once again, makes sense. But how are they going about achieving this? Well, routes they are exploring are tweaking and replacing visuals, but also removal of items, and that's where people are having an issue with it, as removal of items and content seems to be the popular option for Jagex lately. Another route they are exploring is limiting where certain items can be used, as they historically already have done for the snowboards only being usable in the Christmas hub. Luckily, they already have a clear concept of guidelines set out. Does the wearable make the player non-human? Now, by this metric, all the necromancy outfits should be reworked, as at the moment they make the player very intentionally non-human looking. Also, what about all the skin recolors they've sold over the years? I mean, I haven't seen many purple or blue or green skinned humans in RuneScape. And why is it so important that the player looks human, or is Jagex secretly controlled by Ham? Does this wearable significantly change proportions? Now, yes, I 100% agree with this as a rule, though I mostly expect this to be a consideration for future cosmetic designs, because if everything is similar in size and proportion, it's far easier to design new overrides, as historically has been proven with the capes clipping through stuff, and if everything always is designed from a similar base model, it's far easier to test and prevent issues when combining specific customizations. Does the wearable get in the way of other players being able to identify what is happening on the screen? This one is mostly about screen readability, so I'm expecting this to affect wings and other big cosmetics down the line. What this exactly means for the Arc Laser cosmetics is still a mystery to me, but limiting the visual space a cosmetic can take up will be good for visual clarity, though it will also heavily limit the creative liberty of cosmetics, I can imagine. One offender of this that everyone probably has seen at some point, especially at the Grand Exchange, will be the Drakes. Now, I don't even know if these are still in the game, as most people use small overrides in order to prevent misclicks on familiars, but the community having solved the issue doesn't excuse the existence of the Drakes. Does this wearable fit into the world thematically? I mean, if you unify the visual style, you'd be surprised with what you can get away with thematically. Like, what even is the theme of Gilnor? We have Norse mythology, the Egyptian pantheon, high fantasy, and whatnot. If anything, the amalgamation of all the different themes and culture is what creates Gilnor, as emphasized by the existence of the World Gate. All worlds becoming one. And finally, could this wearable have been created from the materials available in RuneScape? Considering the vast amount of realms that create the current lore, I doubt there's anything we wouldn't be able to make, be it due to the ingenuity of man with the use of invention or due to the refinement by dwarf or elf. Like, we have so many different metals, so many different woods, we have magic itself. If you combine those, what can't you make? But that's all on a conceptual level. On a more practical level, they have already made some decisions, specifically on the skilling outfits. Now, they're planning to remove some of the existing overrides and replace them with recolors of the basic skilling outfits. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the basic skilling outfits, but the whimsy of the elite outfits kinda made them stand out, as like being elite. In a way of you mastered the skill to such a degree that you became one with the skill, whereas the new suggestions give more of a I dabble in these arts vibe. To me at least. For the mining outfit, this becomes especially obvious. Whereas the magic golem gave off that Tears of Gothics one with ground and nature energy, the proposed master outfit gives off the pompous merchant guy. I however do like the new look for the default mining suit, with the silverish hues, way more immersive than the golden look. But if they do decide to push through with this, I hope we can at least toggle between the master and regular outfits in a similar way that we can now toggle the golem outfit to be like one of the red, green, blue or combined outfits. Outside of that, they're also reworking the Slayer masks, so they won't cover the full face, as to make it seem less like the player being a monster and more like them wearing a mask. Personally, I'm rather indifferent about this, but going from experiences of friends whilst playing Dragon Wilds, people seem to prefer full face helmets over partial coverage, as partial coverage does give off that unfinished, less I'm wearing an override and more I'm pretending to be something vibe. Also, not sure what this will mean for items like this continued Halloween mask, the gorilla mask, and stuff like that covers the entire head, and it has an important role in high value trading, and on top of that also has great nostalgic value in the game. Overall, my conclusion is that their intention is good and some of these things definitely needed to be addressed. But instead of removing them, turn them into cosmetics or something and let people keep them, not as items but just as toggleable overrides. Don't take the easy way out and simply remove them and deal with it later. Instead, maybe postpone this integrity upgrades and put in the extra thought, put in the extra effort, put in the extra resources, and provide us with a solution that everyone can find themselves in. Jagex, if you somehow see this video, if you really want to cater to people, enable us on a cosmetic to cosmetic basis to toggle them on or off, allowing us complete total control over the cosmetics, which one we want to see, which one we don't want to see, and that way we actually can completely create a RuneScape of our own while still being in a style that you guys define, creating a perfect game experience for everyone. If you notice that a ton of people are removing a certain cosmetic, then that should be the signal to you guys from, hey, maybe that cosmetic actually is problematic and we have to do something about it. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to my rant. Hopefully most of you agreed with it. If you have any other opinions, feel free to drop them in the comments, and hopefully see you next time. Bye.